Hello, comrades, and welcome back to the Valley. It's been quite a while since I last recorded. I've had a hell of a time since then, believe it or not, going, of course, to Colorado and all this and that, all over the place, really. And one of the big things that's happened is the mod is now in release of some description. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean it is completely fixed, and these things that we did last time, we have no jobs resulted from them, not until we come back. But I figure we'll go to a place that we haven't been before. We've got two jobs to pick from. We can do this one for 9 grand and this one for 5 grand. Both of them are worth pennies, really. But I have a DE2 out in the yard, and I figure we can do this logistical haul. Oh, something's not happy. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I didn't think I had that much in the way of fees. Oh, right, I guess I could go and service the thing. Let's do that. Locomotive number 98. That would be the DE2 that I was working with last time. There's the cut of cars we have to take. I could actually probably come and just grab them, drag them out of here, because, well, there is a Y, lets you Y into the military area, but I should probably drag them out of here so that I can actually get at them. So let's hop in. It's been a while since I've driven a locomotive, so hopefully I know what I'm doing. Also, let's make sure that this is the right locomotive, first of all. 98. Yep. Okay. So we're going to use this to take those cars out of there. Out of there. Probably put them on the loading track just because it's a easy pass-through. Handbrake off. And then once we do that, we'll take this over to service it. Get that out of the way. And then we'll get on our way, and we'll see what the job complement looks like when we get to the food factory. It should be a pretty nice, sedate drive. There shouldn't be anything crazy that goes on. No, no wrecks, no really trials or tribulations. Now, I could always drive out of town and come back to force the game to regenerate jobs, but honestly, I'm not sure what that even will look like, considering how much stuff has changed. Now, let's back it on up. We're going to need to go to, let's see, we need to take a right then a left. Yep. And that should be our consist. I don't know any other consist of flat cars and a single box car. There really isn't that much here. But I will check, just to make sure that it is a live job when I go to hook this up. Let's turn those lights down. It's daytime. I took a little nap before we started here. That's a spam call. Don't need to answer that. Took a little nap before we started here just to sort of get my, get the sun up, get the rain gone. Come on now. The game seems a little unhappy. So I'm going to see if I can minimize anything that's in the way. Whatever. While we come to a stop here. Bump. Hook up the air. Hook up the coupler. That's off. That's off. Okay. Check this. That's off. It's got the bump. Yeah, this does have a job associated. That's good. Turn that off. That's the thing about PJ, is you have to do all this extra stuff, which some people might find annoying, and sometimes it feels kind of annoying, but it makes things feel more real, and I like that. Alright. Yeah, we'll put these over here, because we have to go around and get them later. There's really no two ways about it. I could stick them in, like, the passenger station so they're closer. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. I wonder if this is going to count as far enough away for some of these consists to start regenerating. I know the harbor is basically big enough, and that's why stuff was happening before. It's almost like we have a caboose. Do we have any of those keys? Did we buy any of the keys? No, we didn't yet. I should check the store here, but I don't have enough money to buy a key. I think the keys are, what, 25 grand? Something like that? Just cruising on through. This thing. Oh, lag. Hello? I wonder what that was doing. Look at all those DE6s. I probably pointed them out last time we were here, but... There's 2, there's 3. There's a... steam locomotive? That's, I think, ours that we put away. Tell me it's not in the maintenance stall. Then there's, what's that, an 060 over there on the loading track. We'll see them again up close in a second. Let's see, let's just see if we can bring these guys to a relatively rational halt. Stare at that for a second to make sure it doesn't throw back. And I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't lock the wheels up doing that. Come on, a little bit of juice. A little bit of juice won't hurt it. Now we need to get over here and throw these switches. Yeah, so over there into the station track will work. And I could just fly switch it, but honestly, I'm not feeling that chaotic today. I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad to be back recording the Valley. I'm glad that we have a new version of Persistent Jobs. I'm looking forward to seeing what it holds, and I've been talking a lot with the guy who's coding it about what to do about sort of the problems that Persistent Jobs has inherently, like the jobs getting smaller and smaller, and you know, how to sort of give the player some agency where PJ sort of on its own, it takes out a lot of that agency in a way that you don't really think about, because it means that when you get a spate of jobs, when you get a bunch of jobs, you're gonna have to do them. Alright, we'll come back for you. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. Like, you're gonna have to do them all eventually, so how do we fix that? How do we make it so that you, like, while you do have to do all of the kinds of jobs, you don't necessarily have to do every single job. You know, these things that you don't want to do, like take a car to the sawmill or whatever, they don't just sort of sit in your yard forever. Or they can get better, or they can get worse. Basically, what I'm talking about is, one of the things that we've discussed is letting the player take the jobs and throw them in the garbage. And those cars will become jobless, and then you can sort of sleep or leave and come back to get new jobs. That's what I hope we do, anyway. Let's do that. I think we should be lined up with the right thing. And yeah, no, if I remember right, I put that locomotive away using just the pressure that it still had in it after we serviced it. Or maybe before we maybe I didn't service it. I can't recall. I mean, this little guy is just sitting there hanging out. Those 060s are such cute little doots. I think they might be the cutest locomotives in the game. Or just like the best looking. I don't love the look of the 2A2 because of the big trailing wheel. Maybe that's just me, though. Alright. Almost there. Should we try to tie it down with a handbrake? Nope. Didn't quite make it. I didn't hear the ding. There's the ding. Or we'll use the air brake then. Let's fuel up. Oh, where are you? Over here. Fuel up. Ding. Oil. Wheels. Mechanical powertrain. Electrical powertrain. Oh. Right, because it's still running. Can I drive off with the thing still stuck in the side of it? Like leaving a gas pump? Okay. I need to put this on the turntable and turn it around. I mean, we do have a Y, like I said, at the other end of the yard. But I just don't think it's worth the effort to use the Y in this case. We've got the table right here. And it's a shame we don't have persistent locomotives. Alright, spin you around. Trying to keep an eye on that end of track right there so that I can line it up best I can. A little more. That doesn't look lined up to me, man. Oh, I got the next stall over. Alright, let's just manually shove it. There we go. Alright. Hop in reverse. Let's go pick up our cars. And then we will go... That's the shovel. Then we will go out over the top Iron Mine West to Food Factory. Or, I mean, we could roll down the hill and then just take the flat route. Honestly, that's another option. But nobody ever goes over the top. I genuinely don't know which one would be faster. I know which one would be more annoying. But it should be just like a nice Sunday drive. Just to date this video, the thing that I just put up was the episode where we put together the train to use with the steam engine, and I kept waffling on like, oh, should we fire it up now? Should we wait? And then I actually did it. It made my my heart swell with joy because steam. That's maybe only the second or third time I've ever driven the steam locomotive, either of them, and I've never seriously driven the 060. So I was tempted to do that this time, but I didn't check in advance if we had an 060, and even then, with these two options, we would have either been going back to the steel mill or go into the food factory, and I didn't really want to go back to the steel mill. I probably should have closed that angle cock while we were close to it, but oh well. Where's the building for us? My right click doesn't want to do for some reason. Oh, there was the water column that we just drove by. Let's see. I know it was next to these buildings, huh? It was over here somewhere. Well, there's the store. Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. And there's the Y turnout right there. So, we could have done that, but turntable. Places with turntables are cool. Places with Ys are less cool. If you have, you know, a turntable but no Y, it means you get to make things spin. Okay. And drop it in reverse. And I guess I'll just nudge it, and then I'll go pick up the job while it's rolling. Anything in the lost and found we need? No. Okay. Oh! Would you look at that? Look at all the stuff that we loaded and now is telling us to unload. Oh man, that's... oh man, gosh darn it. We did go far enough away. That's kind of funny. One pickup. Okay, that's that one. None of these other things are going to Food Factory, though, so whatever. I'm happy with this. C2S, but we know it's not in C2S. Oh, wait, is it? Is this the C yard for this? No, this is the A yard. But yeah, that's what happens. We did go far enough away and it regenerated those jobs, and the stuff that we loaded now has to get unloaded, which is kind of funny. That's why one of the other things was we need to make sure that when we do generate a job chain, it generates one after the other, whenever possible. Sometimes it doesn't when there's just not enough space, but that obviously isn't what happened here. And now the game sees the full cars and goes, oh, we should unload these. There we go. Maybe we'll check. I don't think there are any logistics halls that are going to be up at the top. Up at the iron mine. But we could always stop and just check to see if it generated any. Like if there are any flat cars that have to go over there. But I can't imagine there would be. Alright, we're ready to go though. Let me look at this, going over the top by the iron mine to the food factory, C2S, food factory to D4S, which is the little yard in the back. I don't understand the order that these things are in this book. Wrong button. But yeah, we've got to come back here and re-shunt the things that we shunted, because the mod is still figuring itself out. And there's going to be a lot of that, I feel. These areas that we've been to before that had jobless cars, when we come back to them, they're going to be all like that, where the game is just going to decide what to do with them, just if they had randomly appeared, instead of the continuous chain of jobs. And we'll see. That's part of the fun. This is right about where I derailed a. It's right about where I derailed a doodad. What did I derail? Now I can't even think straight. I derailed the hand car over here. What's middle mouse click and drag? Okay. Alright, let's give it some beans. Let's give it some juice. Let's get a moving on this thing, because we don't really have... I mean, there's pretty much nothing standing in our way. Again, there should be some slow speed sections. But we're gonna play this like regular old train simulator. We're gonna sit right here and we're gonna just manipulate the controls. We're gonna get bounced around because the speed limit is 10 or is 8, and it's gonna go down. It's going to go down to 60 at most. Don't lock the wheels. We also are on a pretty steep hill. Take a 10-pound set, or however much, 1 bar. A little bit on that. That is a 5. Let's try to drop our speed. We are going to try to push the envelope, though. We'll see how quickly we can get from here to Food Factory. Which I'm pretty sure we haven't been there to save, so... Like I said, totally new job generation. That may have been the game plan originally. I cannot entirely remember. 1.9% down. It's a steep hill. Thankfully, this train is very light, so whatever, this DE2 should be more than good enough to do whatever we demand of it. Some slightly spicy derailment sounds. And we're back on the flat. Can pick up a little bit of speed, but just a little bit. So much for this being flat. Holy crap, 40. Don't wreck. Wake up the air brakes a little bit. I forgot about the 40 in this tunnel. Come on, let's do it. And then I damn well hope I left the switches lined. Let's make sure, because we could just go careening into the turntable pit or into the loading track, the warehouse track, if we don't. There we go. Glad that was on the brain. Okay, back to business. And there is nothing here that I could take out, so I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not gonna stop. We'll come back for all these iron ore cars at some point with like a 282, and we'll empty this whole place out, take it down to the steel mill. And that's gonna be hell, because we're probably gonna get down there, our yard's gonna be full. We're gonna get down there, and we're gonna be able to like store half the cars, then we'll have to turn in those jobs, and then put those cars somewhere else, and then bring the other cars into where they want to go. Okay, 70. Let's go. And we're going uphill too, so. It's funny how this provides like a genuine train simulator experience instead of the Derail Valley experience, because I'm just sitting here, like, I don't have to move my camera, I don't have to look around. What is that? It's an 8. Alright, gas it. And we're going uphill still. Check the map. I'm surprised that the map is designed in such a way that there are very few dead ends, and everything that is a dead end has a balloon loop. I actually don't know if, I'm curious about this now. Just the wrong button. Just the military base? No, the military base is a dead end. Okay, that's interesting. Just move the camera so that I can see the train brake in case I need it. Love the air ride suspension in these guys. Just bouncing all over the place. I mean, it would definitely be hunting, but I feel like it'd be much more violent. Alright, let's see what we're getting at. 80, and it's going to go down and also level track. Now let's get it down to at least 60, and be ready for whatever the mountain decides to throw at us. 60, and it's going to go down to at least 40. And I can see another speed sign in the tunnel. Oh, that's thankfully not facing us. Okay. Keep it on 50. With a little bit of beans. But I know, yeah, up here there is a 40-mile-an-hour section. And we can't see very good because of the nose of the locomotive. So I'm just going to keep it at 50. Again, old school train sim. This is our entire field of view. It's like those Flash ones. The ones that were online. I never really could... There was one of those that I played and I could never get the hang of. I feel like it's a particularly iconic one. It's a Japanese, like, metro line or something. There are a bunch of people in the audience that probably know what the hell I'm talking about. And I don't, unfortunately. Alright, that is the 4 that we're looking for. And so we have a brief section of 4, and then it jumps back up to at least 60. I keep saying at least when I mean at most, but that time I did actually mean at least. Also, do you hear that crisp sound when I click it into the first notch? Love that sound. Let's take it easy around this corner here. Yeah, because we went up pretty far, then we're going to come barreling down the mountain into Food Factory. So many of these areas are just... They're very model railroad-esque. You have tunnels at the ends of yards and things like that. This is something that I remember the Century of Steam crew was discussing about map size. And, yeah, no, I mean, I am preferential to expanses, and you guys know that. When it comes to Tolbrand, I you know, leaned pretty heavily into the, I want there to be serious amounts of space between stuff. And really, it's one of the largest, you know, it isn't larger than the Iron Horseman route, but I didn't build the whole Iron Horseman route by myself. But when I had originally finished the section between Olive and Mason Valley, or sorry, Mason's Landing, and I really had to, like, click, 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 click to get from one place to the other, that's when it really started hitting me. Like, I'm not just, like, jumping over areas here. I'm not jumping over population centers or anything, or stations or yards. I am just trying to get from this point to the closest other point. And that makes me happy. It makes feeling like I'm in the middle of nowhere, right? I like that feeling in a train simulator. Or really in any simulator of you know, a transport simulator. You don't want to feel like you just go from yard to yard. It's something that's difficult to capture in a model railroad because you only have limited space. But in a game like this, man, how much I would love to drop a real-life chunk of railroad into this game, just for the experience of running it. You know, give me one of these crazy, difficult passes. These famously difficult passes. Rollins Pass, or something like that. Something absurd. What the heck is that sound? Something outside. Don't know. Not the dog, he's asleep. Alright. It's tunnel bridge, tunnel bridge. This is very, like, Swiss feeling. Also, I don't know what the speed limit is, and I'm just chugging along here at 55. I stopped paying attention to the speed limit signs a while ago. We could come off the track here. If the speed limit was 40, we'd be, ooh, a little too high. A little high for comfort. But we're not getting angry flange squeal noises, so... Alright, the speed limit is going to be at most 60 at our next sign. And because I have not been looking around, I genuinely have no clue where we are. We're just going through tunnel after tunnel. If I had to hazard a guess, we are up here. Yeah, because now we're on the south side of the river, so yeah, that's I think where we are. And I love how functional these cabs are and how legible all the gauges are. Another thing that's a step above like every train simulator I've ever played. Even Railroads Online was great for that, and then they added the driving UI, which I think is the worst addition to that game, full stop. Just like, you know, ignoring all the drama surrounding XYZ, I wish they had never added the driving UI, because first of all, fix the damn game so I can control all the stuff from in the cab like I'm supposed to. But B, give me that immersion. Give it to me. Give it to me now. Make people have to be immersed. And I get it if you're playing single player or you're just wanting the casual experience. That's fine. But if I had a setting to turn it off, I would be turning it off all the time. I'd be turning it off on people. I'd be saying like, oh yeah, hop onto the MDIV. Sorry, no driving UI. Get good. It'd be fun. It's like me when I run a Minecraft server and I turn off coordinates. Oh no, you've got to use game mechanics. Have this map and compass. You know, the stuff that's been in the game for like 10 years and nobody uses. Except to make a map wall. Map walls are cool, don't get me wrong, but come on, people. Build a road. Eight, and it's going to go down. And look how... I mean, I know we really haven't been pushing it, but look how well this DE2 has performed with this light load on these grades. We haven't had to worry about it overheating at all. We've just been cruising. If I turn around and the train is not with us, I would not be very surprised. Because it's just been going so well. We're gonna meet the other route here, the one that we would have otherwise taken. Which, that route is all flat. So that would have been the advantage of taking that. Okay, so the brakes aren't responding very well. Again, all the cars are very light, if they're there at all. What is that? That's another 5. But the speed limit is going to be increasing by at least 20, so it's going to be at least 70. On the other hand, we are heading downhill. And I'm going to wrestle with the train a little bit. I'm going to give it like a 1 bar set. Maybe even a little bit more than that if we need to, but we're accelerating and the speed limit's increasing to 80 and then dropping back down to at most 60. I don't want to deal with a brake fade, necessarily, but I don't think that should be a problem. There's a destination right there, which I'm going to break out of this because, I mean, look at that. That's cool. You never see it from this angle. You know why? Because nobody drives up here. There really aren't... Someone should make a map of the cargo flows overlaid onto the game map, and to just show, like, what the most heavily trafficked routes are for cargo, and then, you know, sort of as a corollary, those would be the most heavily trafficked routes for logistics hauls going back the other way, in theory, and with persistent jobs, you know. Oh, the fan's been on the whole time. How nice. That means I never turned it off from last episode. The speed limit is like 50. We still have to come down and loop into Food Factory. And then go over to the D yard, which again is going to be on the left. And then we'll probably have to manually service this locomotive because the game is not going to be happy with us. D4S. The game is not going to be happy with us taking new jobs when this locomotive has, like, the slightest amount of use on it. It's the same thing that I was complaining about at the beginning of this playthrough. Let's see, 6. We are holding on. Although that was sort of an optical illusion that looked like Glacier Gulch for a second, like it was about to drop us off. Just some hella trees. Throw that. Hold on to your butts. Another one that almost just dumped us into the thing. Frame rate, not happy. Might have to turn down my graphics a little bit. Don't know what's going on, but game is too pretty is what it is. D4 is over there. Right? This is the D yard, right? D4S. Cool. And we're not about to go catapulting into the end of another train, so that's pretty good. Thing is, we've got another, like, 10 minutes in this episode, and I don't know what to do with it. Alright, stop. Let's stop the train. Let's remember to stop the train. That's an important thing to do. I mean, I guess what we can do is we can take this locomotive and get it serviced again. But for now, let's tie down the train. Yep. This is a single car. Hopefully that's not its own logistics hall. That'd be kind of lame. Okay, let's see. Station office. There we go, 21 out of 59. Wow. What a tough one. 8 grand, though. Can't really shake a stick at that. This is a lot of shunting. Holy Moses, look at all this. We will come back and analyze this later, at the end of the episode. If you just wanted to see me drive, you could probably click off now. If you want to see me service the engine and then come back and check out all the jobs, then just hang on another couple minutes. Save some money. So I'll just do that. Not like there was much air in there to begin with, because the train brake was completely applied. Yeah, that's probably going to be one of these, like, put together stuff and then shunted and loaded jobs. I take it we have a lot to do here, and we will endeavor to do as much of it as we can before we leave. Flip that. Flip it in reverse. I don't understand Heiss's obsession with just ripping the throttle. I don't get it. I don't see the advantage to it, aside from just making things spicy. Unless there's something I'm unaware of, the traction motors don't like to be warm. But, you know, I've been wrong before. Thankfully, the thing is relatively close to get to for us. We'll just tuck this in there. And then depending on what we're going to do with it in the future, we'll either just leave it there and let it, you know, leave it there and let it despawn on its own, or we will turn it around, or maybe we'll pair it with that one. There we go, nailed it. Back into forward. Did you hear that? You hear that click? I love that click. Alright, let's not, like, gas it. Okay? Let's take it easy. Just crash straight through the back of the thing. Thomas comes to breakfast. Oh, shoot. I really expect them to be in the middle of the shed and not at the very front, so let's line that up again. Now I hear the ding. Satisfying ding. Let's just jump through the wall. Where are you? There you are. Oh, you know what? I should probably... We're done here. Let's turn the engine off. And that. Put the handbrake on. And now let's do this so that we actually have it full. Instead of full, full, full. That did take quite a bit of our profits to do. Which just goes to show you can't really run these engines at, you know, less than max. But we're probably going to do a lot of that with all this shunting we're about to do. Again, I might stick the two together so that I have a cab in each direction, but I don't know if it's going to be sort of, what's the word? Financially efficient. And here we are. Alright, so let's see what we have for next episode. We have a hell of a lot of shunting. That much is clear. We have this to the harbor. We have this to City Southwest. Okay, food to City Southwest. This is also to the harbor. This is to the steel mill. It's a lot of scrap metal. To goods factory, and then we have a bunch of stuff that sort of relates. That shunting to go to the harbor. This shunting to go to the harbor. Shunting to go to the harbor. And then 2 shunting for goods factory. Which are all like ethanol-based things. And the thing is, it's all basically downhill from here. Goods factory is quite close, so it might be a little bit more manageable. But if we look at these... Also, this is worth 16k, which is pretty nice. But harbor, 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 harbor. This is going to be 400 plus 300, 700 tons, plus another 150 or so. So 850 tons, 950 tons. Oh my god, 1,350 tons. And we have one DE6. And a couple of DE2s, but one DE6. Do we think we could do that? I honestly think we could. It might be a... You know, it's pushing on the rating. But... I think if we grab both the DE2s and the DE6... Oh, we don't have the license for the DE6. Oh, crap. The DE6 license is like 200 grand. We don't have that at all. We have a tenth of that. We're gonna need to figure out what we do once we shunt everything, because we're gonna have 2 DE2s with a load limit of like 400 tons. We probably shouldn't shunt more than that. We should just shunt what we can take out. Also, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. Oh, we don't have the one to drop these cars off yet because they're from a previous version. Or to load them. Oh wait, no, duh, what am I talking about? Loading. No, we still don't have it. Never mind. So we could just grab them both and do this. That would be it. Um, these are all to the harbor. This is good money. Um, and then these are all to the goods factory. Oh, these are containers. I thought these were all explodey boys. Speaking of which, do I even have that license? I don't even have a multiple unit. What am I doing? Okay, we need to get the multiple unit license before we try to leave here. I don't have hazmat either. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking I'm living large. It's been a long time since I've played. So we have 23k in the bank. We need 30k to get the multiple unit haul so we can actually get out of here. And I think this is going to be our ticket to that. Because that's 3 pickups, that's good money. And we'll do that next time. This is the Admiral. Signing off. Oh crap, I need to... looking at the wrong window. Goodbye, folks.